it's time to get a Rosie's dual headlight modification. I found it's much easier if you take off the T-Max side plate and then the 2 screws through here and the 3 pop pins on the side, and then take off the tuning fork panel, and then you have access to this plug here, which is the main harness wiring plug, and then to pull out the fixture or the plug off the light itself, and then you can get it out where it's easy to get to and you're not messing around and destroying things. I've got my little plug in here, and I got it pointing up to the top, so when I put in my jumper here, which has the male fitting, and then one of those little bus fuse holders, where I got a 9 amp fuse in it, and then I found one of those .375 90s. Oh, actually it was a straight, and I converted it into a 90 and soldered it in place, so it's going to be in there. So when the bulb is back in position, it's going to be like this, with the blue wire up and then the wire coming off towards the outside. So when I stick in my other little jumper, it'll be coming off like this, and then it'll go across to the light on the other side. Now I'm going to go ahead and pull the panel off on the other side so I can get access to the high beam bulb. Okay, that's the low beam light, and you can see the blue connector that I added. That's the dark blue one, which has the female side. The lighter color above it is the clip that slips into it. It locks in place, and the little yellow bit up in there is the bus fuse holder, and it goes up in, over, and underneath the battery area. And let me switch over to the other side, and we'll show you what it does on the high beam lamp. You can just see it right in there. There's the fuse, and it goes down below. It's really difficult to get any kind of video inside these things without completely being stripped down. You can just barely see the blue wire coming out 90 degrees from the high beam side. It's on the below the red heavy-duty ground cable out of the battery, and it runs along in there, and it's up out of the way of the this paddle thing that gets in. You know, you got to be careful that it doesn't hang on that. So it's up in there. Okay, I've got the dual headlight mod finished. The .375 contactor or connector that I was going to use on the high beam side, I had to put I had a thin shim because it was too wide. It's some bastard size between .25, which is the standard thing you get in most auto shops, and the .375, which is the other standard. It's a little narrower, so I had to put in I had a small piece of metal that was about the right width, so I was able to squeeze, insert the metal into the folds on that connector clamp, squeeze it together, and then pull it out and squeeze it down, and it fit inside the little cap, because when you pull out the high beam cap, there is a little flap that you lift up. It's hinged on the bottom, and then the top side is where the low beam wire will go, and I was able to get my 90 in there, compressed it in, put the lid back down on top of it, and get it in. Now you remember I had that, it's about 16 inches long, total overall length, and it comes out the side on the high beam side, it comes out that side fitting, comes right straight across, and then it makes a nice arc up, because when I put in that clamp connector that I used on the same ones that I used on the tail light for the shad top box, I made certain that when the bulb was coming in with the 2 prongs this way and the cable was coming out this direction, that I brought that clip in so where it points up vertically. So now that when I put in the little light blue clip up and over coming down, it holds it all up into here, and so I didn't have to use any nylon ties, and so it'll be easy to get out. It's not impermanent. I can pull out the lights and on either side and change the bulbs, and then I got the fuse in there too, so it's pretty easy. So it helps if you take off these tuning fork panels, which is basically the foot plate, 4 screws, those 4 torque screws, 2 Phillips heads and the 3 little pop rivets on the side, and get your hands up in there. And there's a little clip up behind the, whether you have the EU or the American style turn signal, and behind there's a little clip you need to fiddle up in there and open it up. It's kind of like a ratcheting latch, so you have to lift up the top part so it ratchets open. And then it's all fine. Let me reset up. I'm going to show you something that's really interesting on the light being patterned. Okay, you can see down here I have a nice even arc from side to side. These are with the 2 low beams. Let me show you what happens when you turn on the high beam. She jumps up a bit. So I don't believe you're going to have a problem with the 2 low beams in oncoming traffic. When you look at them, they look pretty normal. But you get such a greater visibility with having that left-hand headlight on during the daytime, night, whatever. I can't wait to go out at night now and go riding with this thing. See how long the bulbs last and whatever. So this is Big Wheels Turning on the dual headlight mod out.